Hello, 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 good people. Hello, good people. I am Dr. Hollie Kelly, and this is Dr. Kelly's perspective for the last day in February. This is February 28th, 2018. Okay, so since this is the end of the month, before we jump into March, I wanted to encourage everyone. Good evening, Deb. I wanted to encourage everyone to slow down just for a moment. Hey, Terry and Kendra, slow down and do an assessment. It is an assessment time before we jump off into March and keep going down a track, full force, high speed, and we haven't checked back to, is that my cousin? Well, hello, good morning, Jackie. Very nice to see you this morning. Okay, but before we move in and keep going down a track that feels good to us, and yeah, we got it going on and everything, and we may not be where we want to be. We may not be where we need to be. Every time we close out a month, a quarter, we need to slow down and do an assessment. Did I stay on track with where I said I wanted to be? Hey, Miss Johnny. Am I closing any of the gaps that popped up throughout the month? Okay, for those who may not be familiar, I break down life into 5 major categories and call them life improvement plans. So we have a physical part. We have a healthy body, or desire that. So the physical health, our financial health, our spiritual health, relationships, and then, did I say my finances? And professionally. Okay, so your physical health, financial, spiritual health, professional health, and relationships. Every month, we take an area, choose an actionable item, not just our thoughts, okay? Not just our prayers. We have to put the work in, okay? Put the work in. So you take an actionable item and you commit. Commitment goes beyond motivation, okay? So I'm not impressed because you're motivated today. That's nice. That's a great start. Mwah. But you can't bank on the motivation being there 12 days from now. The commitment is what I'm more interested in. So you choose an actionable item, you commit to doing it 7 days a week, and guaranteed that something has to change by the end of the month. Okay, so whatever it is, last month I was continued working on my relationships that I needed to tighten up, I needed to shore up. Good morning for all who are joining me. Hey Ty, hey Tanya. Okay, so now that I've come the entire month, I have got to, and I'm encouraging you to slow down and do an assessment. Pull out the mirror. And actually, I don't even say a mirror. I've been doing a searchlight, literally a big old searchlight on myself, because I have got to be able to see some areas that are not always difficult, that are not always easy to look at. When you've got gaps within yourself, when you've got holes within yourself, it is not always the easiest to say, yep, I didn't walk in integrity in that area. I said one thing and I did another. I knew when I opened my mouth that I did not want it. Okay, so if we're going to walk in integrity and become this person that we choose to become, good morning, Vanessa. If we're going to get where we want to be, to become the best version of ourselves, we have got to slow down at the end of the month and do an assessment. Slow down, do an assessment. What gaps, what weaknesses do you have? Are you filling those gaps? What's the plan to diminish the gaps? Okay, because it's one thing to see you have an issue and then go on about your business. What was the point? What was the point? Okay, so do we have a gap? Do we have a plan, rather, to fill in the gap? Do we have a plan to diminish, to fill in, to strengthen the areas that are weaker before we jump into March? Because we got to be applying the knowledge. So I just want to encourage you as we get ready for a brand new month. You see how quickly that went. I mean, it is February is gone. That's the first 2 months. We only have 12. We only have 12. And the first 2 are already gone. And so I'm just going to encourage you to take the time, make the time to sit and do some reflection, to sit and do some assessing. Okay, we cannot do a true self-assessment ripping and running and not even allowing time. It takes time, okay, because you need to really walk back through that thing. Walk back through your actions, walk back through your weeks, okay, and see where you can improve, see where you can get back up. Don't allow discouragement to set in. That's time ain't waiting, you're right. Ty. It's just not waiting. But don't allow discouragement to set in. If you see an area of weakness that you failed several times, okay, if you failed several times, that means you got up again. Just do not get discouraged. Do the search. Do the search. Break out the searchlight. Okay, because if we want to be here and we're allowing little character flaws to stump us, to stunt us, to keep us in the repeat mode, we got to keep passing that test and keep trying to pass that test. Okay, at a certain point, we're going to have to recognize that what I'm doing is not working. Call in some reinforcements. Okay, we need reinforcements to figure this thing out so that you do not continue to stumble yourself. As we prepare to leap into March, I'm hopeful that you make time to do the reassessment as you prepare for whatever sector of your life, those 5 areas, whatever sector of your life you're getting ready to leap into. Please don't just, well, I'll see what happens when I get up in the morning. Life is not kind to those who tiptoe through it and just wander through it and meander through life. You get left behind. You get left behind if you're not being intentional and deliberate about your life. If you're playing a supporting cast role in your life, you're behind the power curve. Hey, Bridget. Okay, so as you get ready for the starring role in your life, I'm just asking that you slow down before March starts. Reassess. Assess how February went. Your strengths, multiply them. Weak areas, gaps, come up with a plan. We need to diminish them. We need to lessen them, okay? It has to be intentional. It's not going to happen if you're not. That's why some of us can look back 5 years and ain't nothing changed. Okay, that's an indictment. I don't want to be there. I do not want to be there. So, thank you for all who are joining me. Make the time. Do the assessment, okay? Bring in reinforcements to help you search yourself. Thank you, Tanya. I just love the encouragement. I believe, I say all the time, encouragement is like oxygen. Everybody needs some. Okay, you can't go too long without oxygen, and none of us can go too long without encouragement. So make that a goal. Do the assessment. Do the assessment today before we leap into March. And I already said March is a very, very busy month for me. So I've got a few things coming up that I'll be telling you about. And we'll see what happens. Okay, until next time, take real good care of yourselves. Do your assessments.